to do something terrible, something absolutely terrible, which I found out recently. Okay, now this is it. This is that I have actually been a massive disappointment to my parents. Right? Now this is true. You can say "ah" if you like. No, it's true. Apparently, they really wanted a daughter. So it turns out it completely pissed them off when I shot my sister. But I have a plan to make it up and to make them love me again. And NASA, right? I think you can see where I'm going with this. NASA, right? Now, they've got no money anymore, so they have to do things faster, cheaper, better, okay? So the next big thing they're going to do is a mission to Mars, all right? Mission to Mars. And one of the ideas knocking around is you get a bunch of robots, and send them up first, right? And they build up the habitats, they build up the crops and stuff, and then afterwards, when that's established, you send up the astronauts, okay? Now, I have a better idea, okay? What you do is you get monkeys, right? A bunch of monkeys, right? And you train the monkeys to, you know, build houses, grow crops, ride quad bikes. Now, to be fair, right, if you're sending monkeys up, it's not going to be all work. Now, there's got to be a bit of fun involved, and nothing says fun like Mars monkey quad bike. Right. So you send the monkeys up, right? You send the monkeys up. You let them go up there for about 5 years or so, and it's pretty bit. Then you drug him and you send up Charlton Heston. Send him to MTV, you pay for its fucking self. But it's not going to happen. It's actually not going to happen because I'm actually rubbish. I'm not going to get to NASA. I'm rubbish at interviews. In fact, rubbish at like pre-interview stuff. Like just recently, there's a psychometric test. Okay, then you have to fill in a questionnaire before you even get to the interview. So I had the questionnaire reading, and one of the questions was, "You've only got 24 hours to live. What would you do on your last day?" So I put in, "Are you threatening me?" And the other trouble is my mind tends to wander slightly, okay? So you can probably tell, I spent years living in London, right? I used to live in Belsize Park, okay? Which is on the Northern Line, which is very, very important. Right? It's on the Northern Line, so I used to catch the tube to work every day down the Northern Line. Mainly because I didn't have the time or the money to train monkeys to get me there on quad bikes, right? If I had done that, I would have been the most interesting bloke in the office. I didn't, so I wasn't, right? So I was on the tube. On the tube, and I was kind of bored, my mind was kind of wandering, and on the tube that day was a wasp, just kind of flying around the carriage like that. So I was staring at the wasp, and he was probably staring at me, you can't tell with wasps. I was staring at the wasp. Too many eyes. So I was staring at the wasp, and I was thinking, poor wasp. He's lost, he doesn't know where he is. You know, all his waspy mates in the nest are probably worried sick about the little bastard and stuff. But then I noticed something, right? The wasp isn't just randomly flying around the tube. Oh no. The fucker is flying up and down the map. The bastard is reading the map. So I'm wise to his little game. So I'm watching the wasp, right? And the tube gets into Tottenham Court Road, big, huge interchange between the Northern Line and the Central Line. The wasp takes one last look at the map, gives me a little nod, and flies off. It's the last time I ever felt sorry for a wasp in my life. And the fucker didn't pay. You know the fucker didn't pay because I know, like the ticket barriers in the tube, they're only about that big. That's no fucking barrier to a wasp. Fucking over it like that, no bother at all. Now you can probably tell as well from the way I dress and talk and rub my head continuously that I'm actually down with the kids pretty much. I know what's happening in the street. One thing that did confuse me recently was do you remember the Nelly song, A Bit Back? It's getting hot in here. Let's take off all our clothes. Remember that, yeah? Do you not think you just tried opening a window? I blame it on his upbringing. One thing you can do, right, is, you know, school discos, okay? The schooldisco.com stuff, the nightclubs where everybody has to dress up in school uniforms. People just agree with me for no reason. Yeah. Great. Go to one of those, but, right, get yourselves a blue boiler suit, right? Blue boiler suit, shave your head, right? And get a sock and fill it with snooker balls, right? And then just go around fucking people on the back of the head with a sock and stuff like that. If a bouncer gives you any trouble, tell them you went to fucking Boston. Right? Oh, but see, if you do this sort of thing, though, you do tend to get a bit of a reputation, unfortunately, right? And I'll give an example. There's a while back now. A while back, there was a documentary on Channel 4 about psychopaths, right? And I was watching it with my wife, okay, right? And the basic idea behind this documentary was not all your psychopaths are out killing people, putting them in basements or whatever. A lot of them are just going to work, leading normal lives, getting on the tube, asking directions from wasps, whatever, right? You kind of crap psychopaths, the kind of guys who are sort of making a list, but nobody's name's getting crossed off. You know what I mean, right? So, towards the end of this program is a top 10 list of behaviours to look out for in your workplace psychopath. So I'm sat there with my wife. My wife is looking at the list, and she's looking back at me, and she's looking at the list, and she's looking back at me, and I just went, oh, come on. There's no way I'm untying it from that chair. I'm just going to start with the screaming again. Right, Channel 4 documentary, sorry, Nazi propaganda films. Everybody's seen Nazi propaganda. Somebody's had the chance to make them, they're great. Okay, now, anybody wondered why? When people talk about Nazi propaganda films, they shove the word propaganda in the middle there at all. The only thing I can think is possibly to distinguish them from the brilliant, fly-on-the-wall documentary films the Nazis used to make. Adolf and Eva have only been in the bunker for 2 days. But already the stress is starting to show. But films generally. Okay, no, I have a. This is a bit of smut. I'm just throwing in. I have a screenplay. Okay, now this is an idea for film. So nobody nip this, right? It's going to be great. Trust me. It's going to be an action, excitement thriller with swearing. It's going to be fantastic. And wasps and monkeys on quad bikes. It's going to be fucking great. Right? So basically, it starts with a bloke alone in his flat. Okay, the phone rings. He picks up the phone and goes, "Hello," like you do with the phone. And the voice on the other end of the phone says, "There is a bomb in your flat attached to your wrist. If you drop below 55 strokes a minute or 6 masturbation a week, it will explode!" The film's going to be called Wank. It's going to be fucking. But Hollywood lies to you. Hollywood lies to you as well. Like, blokes, has this ever really happened to you? Okay? This in films all the time, where some bloke just sees somebody and just goes, "This is it. This is the one. This is the woman I'm going to kill." Right? No, it doesn't happen. You're talking at least 2 weeks of stalking at least before the whole. That's right. Okay. One last thing. One last piece of advice which I'm going to finish on, which I generally do, which is always make sure you know the topic of the show before you agree to appear on Jerry Spring. That's it.